Welcome back to the Python tutorial. So in this video tutorial I am going to explain you Python exception handling. So in Python exception handling we are learning the topics like try catch, except catch, finally clear, and these are the mainly three topics in this concept we are going to learn. So first of all, now we're going to understand what is the Python exception handling. So why we are using the exception handling? What is the advantages for using exception handling? And without using exception handling, can we run the program, or can we also is there any advantages specifically for using the exception handling? So some of the important points, so I will be highlighting here now. So an exception can be, we can define as a unusual conditions in a program, resulting in interruptions in the flow of a program. Like example, so if n number of line, like each line by line by line executing program will be executed. So in Python it will be just the interpreted language. Python is the interpreted programming language, which means it will be executed line by line. So when line by line executing program, so here in any of the some of the line, in any line, that there will be getting the like exceptions, means any error. So if that line will be getting error, means it will won't execute the rest of the line. So it will stop the there itself execution. So if the remaining line of the code should be code is already means corrected only, means also that will won't be executed. So to handle that situations, we are using the exception handling. Like whenever an exception occurs, the like a program start the executions and stops the execution, and it will won't execute the next line of the code. So the further code is not executed, therefore execution is at a runtime error, it will give the runtime error. So unable to handle to the Python script, and it will won't execute the remaining line of the code. So an exception, like in Python, object oriented represented error and error. So in Python, oops concept and all, we are except for exception, we are calling as an error. So Python provides the like a way to handle these exceptions. Provides like executing the without any interruptions. So if we do not handle the executions or exceptions, the interpreter does not execute all the code, so that exit after the executions. Now, so I will show you the in Python we have the some of the built-in exceptions, so that enables our program to run without any interruptions or without any error. So it will executes the rest of the lines. So some of the common exceptions in Python are zero division by error. Zero division by error, which occurs like when the number is divided by zero. So if number, like example 10 divided by zero, that is called the division by zero division by division error. So that occurs when we are doing that. And so next one is the name error. So name error, like it occurs like when the name is not found, or it may be locally or globally. So name error in the sense, if you are not defined the name and you are using in the program, that time it will give the name error. So the name error called name is not defined. So this is the name error. Next one is the indentation error. So as I told, Python follows the indentation for the code to like of the, it is the one of the format after we have to use the spaces for the indentation. So if correct indentation is not given, though it will give the indentation error. And next is the input output error, that is IO error. So it occurs like when input output operations fails. Example, so if you are running the program and you are passing some values to the functions, or some like example, let's say you are running the program with the command line, or yeah, command line. So consider one example. So we have to pass a parameter with the while running the command line itself. That time if you are unable to pass, means if you are forgot to pass the parameter to the function while running the code, so it will give the input output error, because so it requires the input but you are not providing the input, so that time it will give the input output error. And next one is the EO error, that is EOF error, that is end of operations error. Like It occurs when the end of the file is reached and it operation is being to be performed or being performed. So these are the common five types of exception, commonly occurred exceptions in the Python programming language. And now I'm going to explain you some of the so you know here we are learning what happens without the handling the exceptions. So as I told, exception is important to handle the exceptions or errors in the while occurred in the program. So now I will show one example. What happens if without I'm not using the exception handling? So it will won't execute the Python remaining line code in lines of the program. So now I will show one example here. So how the exceptions will what will happen without if I'm not using exception handling, what will happens in Python. So this is the my hello world hello.py file. So I'm writing some line here. So a is equal to I'm taking int and sorry, I'm asking user to enter the some number, and I'm asking user to, so I will take one more b variable. So I will take b variable and I'll ask user to enter the b value. Now I will take c value is equal to, I'll perform some add operations, division operations, that is a by b. Now, so what I will print the result, print the c. So now I have the remaining rest of the code, like print below is the rest of the code. Below is still some more code need to be executed, and this is the my statement because I have still some so many code are there to execute. After this executing, so my below code should be executed. So I'm not using any exceptions here, no? Okay, what will happen without using exception? So I'm showing this example. So I will write here, you can understand easily. Problems without the exception. So I will going to run the program. So it will asking the enter the number. I enter the number 10. So enter the number. I will entering the b value 12. So I got the division by error. So see here in this division by zero division by error I got, but I didn't handle the program exceptions. So this line is not executed. So program stopped execution there itself. So I want to execute this line. So if it is error occurred in this line means, so I should not be mine program should not be end while end of here itself, because I want to execute the rest of the line also. For that we are using the exception handling to handle this kind of error. Now this is the example for without handling the exceptions. Now I will show the how to handle this kind of error with using exceptions. This is the example for without exception. Now I will comment. Now I will Now I'm going to explain you how to handle the exceptions. Look, we can handle exceptions like in Python. Try except by using try and except we can handle the exceptions. Now try will be executing code like when run will be sorry, except will be occurs like when code is accepted. Like so I'll give a detailed example only, so I'm going to explain understand you. Now I will give the syntax first. Before that one I will give the syntax how try except works in Python and how to write that one. So I will give the syntax one. try except syntax is okay. Here I will write the note section. I will write the syntax for try catch exception. So this is the syntax. So try is the key. Sorry, keyword is there. So by using that one we can handle try. So whatever block of code I want to write, I will write here. And except exceptions, so I will collect the exceptions and I will write the rest of the block code here. So this is the sample. So you can take any number of exceptions or block. So here 1 2 and this whatever you want, you can mention how many blocks of exceptions you want to capture. That one you can do. Now I will give one example like how to handle this kind of example, this kind of errors. So now I will handle this one. So in this example only I will show how to handle the exceptions. As you can see here, so this you got the division by 0. So now you are not able to run this below line code, means rest of the code is not executing in your case without using the exceptions. Now I will show you how to, sorry, 1 second. So I will copy this. So we have to use the syntaxes. You can see here, syntax is try catch. You have to use the keyword try. Then I have to write our code. So here block of code. So now I am writing here my block of code. So I am asking user to enter a is equal to int input. Okay. Now I am asking B int enter the input number. Okay. Then I am performing the C is equal to A by B. So next what happens if anything error occurs in this case? So I have to handle that case. How to handle? We have the keyword called except. So except and I want to print the rest of the line. So I will going to copy this one. Now I will run this program so you can able to execute the below lines as well. Sorry. Okay, 1 second. Error invalid syntax. Okay, 1 second. So B is equal to, okay. I have given the more space here. B equal to int. Now I will running the program. Oh, I'm sorry. 1 second. I will see here. The error is I'm giving invalid indentation, means I'm not using proper indentation. That's why it's giving me error now. So I have corrected. So I have taken A value and B value. Now I am performing the division operations here. So C is equal to A divided by B. Now I am printing the C. Now if anything error occurs in this while performing these operations, I have to catching that exceptions by using except keyword. By catching that one, and I am printing the next operations, means next I am executing the next code. So now I will run the program. We will get to know. Say I'm writing 10 and I'm 5. So 10 divided by 5 is the answer will be 2. So this is the right condition. So I won't get any error. Now, so I will make some difference here. I will 10 divided by 0, that is division error. So here I will get to the division error because 10 is the like yeah, this is division error. So I am accepting that one and printing the rest of the code. So here you can see that here I'm using the next. I'm able to print the next code. So this is the usage of try and except block in Python. Now we have understood that how the division error works in Python. Now I'm demonstrating next, that is name error. How to work with the name error. So I will taking one example. So how name error it works in Python. So I will take one example so that you will get to know. See, first of all, we'll understand what is the naming error, means why it will occurs. So, what is the reason behind that to occur? Like when we are printing like something to on the screen or on the console, if not defined earlier in any programming language, if we are using that variable in the program, we have to declare in the above. Before using that variable, you have to initialize or declare. So if not done, then it will give the name error. So now in my example, see this is the x is a variable here. So I not declared here or not defined anywhere in the program. So it will give the name error. So for that now I am accepting the name error here, accepting name error, and I'm printing the variable is not defined. So if and if and then accepting if the something else went wrong or else, so now here x is not defined. If not defined means it will obviously come to this statement and it will print x is not defined. So this is the C. So x is not defined in the program. And now next thing is I'm going to explain a else keyword, how to define the block of code by executing it if no error were raised. So we have to go to the next line, that is else statement should be executed. In this I will explain you how to use a else statement. Now I will take one example. So as of now I will comment this code. So consider this example. I am using a try block. Here I am printing the hello. So if anything, if not get any error, so it will print obviously hello. So I am taking the except block and taking the something went wrong. So I am writing this print statement here, and this is the else statement. So if it is for if any occurs here, so I'm going to I'll execute the next line, that is the else part will be executed. So now I will run this program. See, this is the hello world, and here is nothing is error has been occurred. So I am directly printing the else part. Now we have seen that, see, if the no error is occurred in this program, if no error has been occurred, then the else part means the other condition should be executed. That's why we are using the else block here or else conditions here. So else it is a keyword to define the block of code to be executed if no error were raised in the program. So next I will going to finally keyword. So in the finally block, if specified will be executed regardless if the try block raises an error or not. So it will be executed if the error occurred or not. That doesn't make any sense for the finally block. It will be executing. This can be useful for to close the objects and clean up the resources. The main intention is to the final block is to executes clean up the code. So it will be clean up the code. Now I will give one example how to use a try with finally. So I am here, I am using. So as of now I will comment this code. See, I'm using try print hello. and I'm using except here, except except I have to use put a colon and then I'm printing something here. Hi. Okay, I have to use comma. And next I have to use the finally block. Finally. Okay, this is the I'll print hi. Hi. I am I am finally. So this is the usage of try, except and finally block in Python. See. Oh sorry, I'll comment this code. I'll stop the program and execute again. See, hello, I am finally. I see, hello, this is the hi, and hi, I am finally executed. So, if any exceptions occurs here, it will this statement will be executed. If not, it will directly come to the final clean up the code. This is the usage of try and finally, try, except and finally. Now, in Python, we have to close the file. So for that we have the close method. So after the try to open and write the file that is not writable. So we are using try and accept and finally and at last I'm closing the that file. The program can continue without any leaving the file object to opens. So now earlier we have seen in file handling, we are opening the file and writing the content to the file and and closing that file. So similarly I am demonstrate one example with try, accept and finally using those keywords. I'll explain you or demonstrate one example so that you can understand with how to use those conditions with the file handling also. So this concept comes under file and means this is related to the file handling. Now I will comment this one. See, I am using a try block here and I am opening the file with a demo file. See here, demo file is not exist, so it will give the error. So I'll write okay, I will write the file and I'll do this is the file content. So I'm accepting if anything error occurs, then I'll printing something went wrong to this file. Then I'm closing the finally block. So I will run this program. You can notice here because f is not defined. Okay, one second. F is not defined. I think I am indentations error. Okay, now I'm so now I will run this program. We can f is not defined name, f is not defined here. Okay, yeah, this is a name error. So yeah, see you can see I'm not defined f before defining only. So I'm using in the functions. So that's why it's giving the exceptions like a name error. This is the one type of example for the name error. So as I earlier shown here, this is like a example for the name error also. So now next I will going to explain you the raise an exceptions. So how to raise the exceptions means like if anything I want to check the conditions. So if condition is not satisfied, so I want to raise the exceptions. For that we have the raise keyword here. So we have to use the raise keyword and followed by the whatever statement or a message you want to display, you can use that one. So now I will show how in python raise keyword works, how to use in python developer they can choose the exception to throw the rises example. So if anything want to raise the exceptions as an exception, so they will use the rise keyword. So I will give one example here so that you will understand. I will comment as of now this code. So I will assign one value minus one. If here is the main task. I will check the condition. If a is less than sorry a is less than zero. So or you can yeah take any variable values. If a is less than zero, I want to raise some error. Raise exception. Here it raise exceptions. So what do you want to print? Yeah, type here. Please number the please number. Okay, 1 second. Condition is not satisfied. Condition is not satisfied. So please recheck the initialized value, that is here a is equal to 1 minus 1, that is negative number. So I'm checking condition a is less than or equal less than 0. So condition becomes false, so I'm raising the exceptions. So it will print this line. See, you can see that exceptions. So condition is not satisfied, so please initialize the values. This is the statement. We can check, see, he is getting the exceptions. So this is the how to raising the exceptions in Python. So by using raise keyword, we can use that one. Now I will explain type error, like how we are using a rise keyword. No? Similarly, type error is the keyword. So by using that also we can perform the some of the task here. So like if I want to allow only integer number or only string number, so those situations we were using type error. Now I am going to explain with the example here. I will take one example as is equal to hello is my string, and I am checking if x is sorry s is less than 0 means this is I'm checking with the string. I have taken here s is equal to string, but I'm checking the with the integer. So now I will raise exception type error. So exception is the type error, sorry, not exception. You have to mention here type error, that is what type of error. Okay, type error. So what is the type error though? So here we have to check in condition only integer, not the string. So we cannot compare with the string, right? That's why this is called type error. Now I will it condition should be only integer. So I will be getting this error. So I will run this program. See, not supported between the instant of string and integer. So this is this actually first of all this will not support like comparing integer with the string. So in Python it will won't support. So it will giving the error. So now I will change it to integer. So now we'll get to know what is the output. Now s is less than or equal to 20. See, this is the nothing will be getting because 20 is less than 0. So I'm not raising any error, but I'm erroring the type error. So I will take minus 1 So you can see condition should be only integer, means this number should not be anything apart from the integer. So this is the example of type error, how to use type error in Python. Next, next in this tutorial, so now in this tutorial we have learned some of the topics, but now the main thing is like I'm using the exceptions here and I'm printing the remaining code, but the error message whatever I'm getting, that is not getting properly, like whether it is a division by error or a name error or a type error, so I'm not getting the details. So I am using the here except statement using with the exception variables. So we have to use the exceptions variables in order to get the like what kind of error it is, so it will be displaying them properly. So for that we have to use the variable with the except keyword, except statements. So it can be used by using the as keyword. So the object will be returning what is the cause of that exceptions. Now I will give one example here so that you can understand. So that division by error, that problem I will give the detailed example so that you can understand. So I'm taking a variable and I'm asking user to enter a value, and I'm asking user to enter b value, and I'm performing operations and storing in c. C is equal to a divided by b. So I'm not using here any try catch, right? So I will use the try catch here. So try. Okay, now I have to give the indentation for this code, and I have to accept these things. Accept exception. You have to use as keyword here as e. Now, now after that, I will print the that exceptions. Print exceptions. Now I will print the exceptions. Now I can use the else part also here. Now print this is else part. Now I'll going to run this program. You can notice that. Okay, as here you have to use comma, quotation mark, that is colon 10, and see now if I enter the 10 a value as 10 and I'm entering b value as 0, so it will give the division by 0 error. See, you can division by 0 error, so I'm not printing anything, it will automatically print based on the exception. So this is the as, by using as we can perform. So this is the one example like how to use the exceptions as keyword in Python. Like in some of important points in exceptions are like it facilitates us not to specify the exception with except statement. Like some of the we not will declare multiple exceptions at multiple statements. So these are the some rules. Next, okay. Finally, yeah, I am already explained the finally block. So I hope you have understand this tutorial. So I'm going to end up this tutorial by stopping here. Thank you.